after producing the first stage independently at the Fusion Electronic Music Festival. It really tested the boundaries of what we could accomplish because we are a small group.
With Paxahau, I fought tooth and nail to get them to produce the underground stage for the year of Fusion. But they were able to bring in their people and do it how they wanted it, so it was almost like a baby version of, okay, this is what we can do. This is what we're doing with this stage. Just imagine what we can do if you let us handle the whole thing.
This was like the first time that we had ever been in a 36-hour job before. After working with the administration that was producing Fusion and some of the people that were part of that work group, we decided immediately to volunteer our services as a producer-director. Kevin and I were talking until December, and Kevin didn't decide to resign his position until February of 2006.
It was important for me to move on with my career. It wasn't worth it, you know, the stress, my health. At least we got it to that point.
We decided that we were going to petition to produce the festival. We had about 16 weeks total from the very first day of attempting to contact City Hall. To this day, that first 8-week period, if you can ever go back for the rest of your life and think about when you worked the hardest, that was the time when we were all put to the test. We had all been working on electronic music promotions for over 10 years. This is what we asked for. This is the challenge that we're faced with. Right now it's a matter of communication and deliverance. We took the business element and we took the creative element and we merged them together using the formulas that we had made based on the previous 6 examples, and we presented that to the city of Detroit. And we waited. Right out in front, we're like, look, we got to know by this date in March so that we would be able to promote the festival at Winter Music Conference, because the Winter Music Conference is really the launching pad into the final campaign for the Electronic Music Festival. We got the news at 1 o'clock in the morning, the night before I flew to Miami to promote the festival. We had produced a list of people that was almost the entire lineup. We had some preliminary flyer designs done and they were waiting at the print shops in Miami. So when we got that green light, we were able to call the printer, and by the time we landed in Miami, we picked up the flyers and we were able to go out the next night and start promoting. And we had 8 weeks total to promote the 2006 festival.
Paxahau doing events at Motor, I just realized that these guys were, number one, passionate about what they do. Number two, organized as hell. You know, it's a top-notch crew. I knew that they were going to be successful. If you have passion, you're going to get there eventually if you have a little bit of drive.
I've seen Paxahau grow from their basement internet shows to their first, I remember their first party they did in Hamtramck. They have a good core of people. They do have the best interest of the music, the best interest of the city, and putting the best face forward for both to the rest of the world.
Paxahau's perspective has always been a very wide range. It's always been about the we's and the us's in the group. We weren't trying to come back in there and be the next guy stepping on top of the pyramid. We were trying to get in there and save this festival and produce it into the future.
It's different because these guys had experience. I respect what they've done to keep the festival alive. As movement.
We chose to keep the name Movement. It was paying respect to Derek's 2 years of work, and the reasons that the name was changing all the time were the reasons we were trying to get away from. The whole theme for 2006 was stability. That was in all of our messaging, that was in all of our promises, and it was absolutely essential that we delivered exactly that. This was our responsibility. This is what we've always felt that we were put on this planet to do. People just wanted the same thing they've always wanted. They wanted to hear this music as loud and as clearly as possible in the city of Detroit. 2006 was a success. It was a great year programming-wise, and the business plan worked. We were able to correctly calculate what we expected in attendance in order to make that festival sustainable. One of the things that we realized in June of 2006, this was not a part-time job. This was a full-time, all year round, life is different forever now type of thing. Since 2006, we have used every learning experience from each year and applied it to the future.
You know, the Paxahau guys have taken it to the next level now. I mean, the sound, the production, the lights, the lineup.
They're proving that they can build the festival up so that people would understand what they're paying for.
Everybody is in one way or the other investing in this event. And that's what a sponsor is. It's an investor in the event, just like someone who's purchasing a ticket and coming to experience the music. You can't have walls that separate those kind of relationships. You've got to take those walls down. You've got to look at people. There's a totally different world right now. So what can we do to attract these different production elements, new talent, sponsorships, where everybody's working together transparently and everybody gets what they want? So we have a responsibility to at least be moving in a direction that is constantly evolving.
I've been doing this 20 plus years. We keep inspiring and educating new, young talent. I think it will continue to grow and build and this be a unique part of Detroit.
It really shows the large steps that have happened in electronic music over the years. People come from almost every point in the world that you can imagine.
2010 marks 10 years since the first festival. We have finally gotten the festival to a point between the audience size and the activations on site. We are almost within a capacity sellout situation. We've been able to, through sponsor support, build 5 stages and a higher level of production than we've ever dropped on the plaza before. If you look at everything that the electronic music community has been through in Detroit, how it was created, how it sparked, how it evolved, when the underground music scene, the dance scene started, when it got shut down, when it woke back up, when it moved into motor, and it ultimately led itself to Hart Plaza. Every single step that took place during this evolution was completely necessary for it to reach the exact point that it is right now. And the exact point that it is right now is that the electronic music community in Detroit is finally getting the recognition it deserves.
I think it just says the music stands strong, the force behind it stands strong.
As long as there's quality talent and, you know, brains behind the brawn of the festival, as much TLC into it as these guys have, then yeah, it'll be around for a long time. It ain't going nowhere.
New media channels are now pointed at the Electronic Music Festival. New artists are playing movement for the very first time. We have new products being launched by huge brands, large name companies that are using Movement Electronic Music Festival as an opportunity to interact with an audience that they feel has a global importance. We have reached that point to where now the rest of the world, in a time when Detroit needs it the most, is starting to look at Detroit as not just a viable, entertaining, interesting option, but as a primary target towards something special.